queen watching empires rise. Whispers of power, blood on the crown. When she moves, whole cities bow down.
Any idiot with a bit of luck can be born right into power or wealth, but only a few people build their own empire from nothing. People with sharp minds, wired differently from the rest. The real question is, if that same person were born somewhere else, would they still walk the same path? This is the story of a woman they called La Madrina, the godmother of cocaine. Griselda Blanco was born in 1943 in Santa Marta, Colombia. But if you think being born in a coastal city means peace, you're dead wrong.
Griselda's childhood looked nothing like a normal life. School? No. Alleys, poverty, violence, the streets, those were her real classrooms. She learned early that to survive, she had to be scarier than everyone else.
It's said that at a very young age, she committed her first murder, not out of rage, not in self-defense, but simply to prove who held the power. In a world where men wrote the rules, Griselda chose to break them. Her marriages were never accidents. She married 3 times, and each marriage was a step up the ladder of power. Her first husband taught her theft and forgery. Her second opened the door to drug trafficking. And when she no longer needed them, they were eliminated, one by one. Griselda moved to the United States, but not for the American dream. She came to build something far darker, one of the most brutal drug empires in history.
She wasn't just a trafficker. She was intelligent, controlling, and utterly ruthless. A woman who turned relationships into tools and fear into capital. Griselda didn't just enter a man's game. She rewrote the rules. Her marriages weren't romantic. They were contracts, alliances, steps toward domination. And now, it was time to build the empire.
The 1970s and 1980s came, and the name Griselda Blanco was no longer just a name. It became a brand of fear. She rose as a key figure in the Medellin Cartel. Major cocaine routes from Colombia to Miami and New York were designed directly by her. Her methods were creative, but darkly so. Drugs hidden in clothes, shoes, personal items, anything could become a carrier. But what made Griselda legendary wasn't just money, it was her limitless violence. She ordered the deaths of hundreds of people, rivals, traitors, even her own husbands. She became infamous for motorcycle assassinations. A killer rides up, a few seconds, a few shots, and it's over. Miami in those years felt more like a war zone than a city. Police, media, civilians, everyone feared one name, La Madrina, the godmother. The cruel contradiction was this. Griselda was a mother of 4, yet her violence had no boundaries. Power always mattered more to her than family. Many believed she was untouchable, but history has a habit. No empire lasts forever. In 1985, Griselda Blanco was finally arrested by U.S. authorities. The charges were heavy: large-scale drug trafficking and multiple murders. She was sentenced to decades in prison. Behind bars, the power was gone, but fear of her name remained. Years later, due to legal circumstances and technicalities, she was deported back to Colombia. Many thought the story was over, but Griselda's ending was never going to be peaceful. In 2012, in the city of Medellin, killed in the exact way she had made famous by a motorcycle assassin, she was shot dead. A dark ending, almost poetic, and completely merciless. Griselda Blanco became a victim of the very violence she had spent her life creating and spreading.
And now the real question. If Griselda Blanco had been born somewhere else, with the same intelligence, the same courage, the same strategic mind, would she still have become a criminal? Or could she have been a president, an entrepreneur, even a Nobel Prize winner? Is geography destiny, or are our choices what define us? That's a question whose answer goes far beyond the story of one person.